Here she is, freshly rebuilt carbs. These are the SU HS6s. Those came standard on the 1966 Volvo 122. Got my battery holder working right. Got a new tube going to the washer bucket there. I dropped a radiator from a 99 Civic into it. The bottom radiator tube was kind of a bear to route, but as you can see, I've got it working there and just barely clearing the alternator fan blades. I've got a piece of bracket here I just bought from the hardware store that I plan on making a couple little straps for the edges here, notably this one, from this old fan bolt here to the tie-down bolt here, to keep the radiator from coming up and letting that bottom alternator or bottom hose interact with the alternator fan blades, because we don't want that happening. And we've got the radiator, the overflow tank for the radiator there, and I have to find a place to put that because obviously the original radiator did not have one. Taking my mechanical fan off there, and I had to make a set of spark plug wires using the Taylor Spyro Pro silicone 8mm, because I dropped a Mallory Unilite distributor in there, as you can see, and just put a new PCV valve in today. There's a new brake master and clutch master cylinders in there. And what you're looking at here is my new coil, my MSD blaster. Gosh, I think it's a blaster 2. And this right here is a piece of PVC end cap that's sitting on the the hacksawed base of the old coil. I wanted to save the original armored cable for the ignition switch, so I hacksawed the old coil out of it, ran a wire down through, and I needed a place to put it that would be solid on the engine and vibrate with the engine. So I put a switch on the end of the PVC end cap and routed the wire coming out the side there, so that I would minimize vibration damage to the wire. And it also gives me a nifty little cutoff switch for my distributor, if I ever want to do that. I've got the ballast there, because the distributor wanted the ballast, so I was running it with that coil. And yeah, just replaced my bottom fuel filter there. It was looking pretty nasty, but the top one's still got some life in it, I think. And I put new spark plugs in, gapped them to 0.32 or 0.032, whatever that is. And just the outside of the factory spec there. And did some fancy routing with my spark plug wires and my gas cables there. Just tried to make everything fit in here cleanly. And I cleaned the heck out of it. Speaking of clean, you can actually see my starter for the first time since I bought the car. And the carbs, speaking of cleaning, they were just a black ball of goo. Obviously I don't have the air filter on it. I still have to do the valve wash tonight. And following the valve wash, I'm going to double check my timing. Last time I checked it, it was at 18 degrees before top dead center. And I probably want to put that at 16, but we'll see. I want to do it after my valves. It's just running fine at 18 for now, so it's kind of where it happened to drop in. And then after that, I can fine tune my carbs. That's why I don't have my my air filters on my carbs yet. I still need a little fine tuning. Anyway, I'm going to fire her up and let you see a little bit of her running. I got tired of breaking keys. That's why I installed a push button starter. My oil light finally works. I got around to replacing the wire on the oil pressure sender switch. So here she is, purring like a kitten. Smells a little funny, but I think that's the PAM burning off from where I sprayed the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold after I was done cleaning them. So she's running. She's got a little vibration, but man, nothing like she used to. I'm going to go over and rev her up a little bit here. Let you hear her rev. As you can see, the idle doesn't quite want to come down all the way, but watch when I blip the throttle a little bit. There it is, back down to normal idle. I'm going to shut her off for now. And the idle stickiness, I believe, is caused either I didn't quite center the jets right, or my needles are bent. So I've got new needles on order because I spent a lot of time being very finicky with those jets. I wanted to get them centered, and as you can tell here, if I go ahead and lift the piston, drops down with a clunk. Here's the other one. That one falls a little faster. I think this one here, the rear carb, is either that jet isn't quite properly centered, or that needle is a little bent. So I've got new needles on order. I'm going to put them in there and see if that fixes it. If not, then I've got some centering to do. But I think the other thing I want to do is pull out my manifold studs here, so I can actually drop some phenolic spacers in there. Right now it's just got that tie heat shield and gaskets, and that's it. So I want to space them out a little bit. So I guess that's about it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day.